Oh yes, welcome back to Marvel Contest of Champions news. It's Hump Day, it's Wednesday, it's the 13th of February 2019. We've got a new event going live fairly soon, but lots of stuff to talk about, so let's jump into it. And jump into it we shall, because we've just jumped into the game. I'm just trying not to trip over any shit I've got down there. But in any case, yes, we've got the 6-star deal. Now, a lot of people had a lot of thoughts on this. Unfortunately, nothing in kind of a positive light, and it's just going back to the days of going, this may be a tad overpriced for what you get out of it. Yes, there's some value with stuff, but it's pretty much overpriced. This then led Chuck Ryan to put this post together that really kind of described his way of thinking, and also the fact that he would have spent on this back in September of 2018, but not now. There's too many chances of getting terrible champions. I know. I think a lot of us are in that same boat, including myself, where, you know, the chances of getting something like a Corvus slim to nil nowadays. So, yes, not much value. It just essentially turns into a very nasty basic crystal. Read up on the full post, go to link in the description, and as well it's got a unanimous backing from people with everybody agreeing with him. So yeah, what are your thoughts? Put in the comment section or go to the post and have your say. Next up, and as we know, Mr. Sinister. Yes, another one of these champions that have been put in where it doesn't look like it's been fully tested, and anybody from Kabam's team, developing team, can say yes, we thoroughly tested. No, you didn't. You did not test fully. One thing that needs to be done in future is fully testing on suicide masteries or any kind of mastery type build to see if there's any exploits, and at the same time going to things like Labyrinth of Legends, Variant, all different types of content testing the champion. And at times I do feel that Kabam should really only stick to one champion per month that's fully tested. Outputting damage like 1.8 mil in a Labyrinth of Legends scenario is just absolutely insane, and doesn't look like a champion has been fully tested prior to release. This is one of those egg on the face scenarios. If you go back in time and look at the way that Loki was able to put some significant damage, or Hela, I can't remember, it was one of the two, which then Kabam had to nerf down fairly quickly. And this was just, I think, on the release of Hela, so this synergy made things a bit too overpowered. Either way, yeah, it's kind of like, it's bad that the champion's released in this kind of state, but it's quick to be fixed, with the fix being performed right there and then on Monday night. So hey, Mr. Sinister can't output loads more damage, but he's still a fun champion, so that's alright, I guess. Next up, it's Emma Frost. She's causing havoc, no pun intended, in Uncollected. Sort of. Right, so this post was pinged up, and the problem is, I think the mix of it being an opinion by a person against what people are offering for advice, and now obviously the kind of the token people that are typically, oh yes, well I was able to do it with this, I'm so good, why are you posting this? You must be shit at the game. And that's great, go lick a battery. But the fact is, there is going to be a mix of people of different kind of opinions, and they clash. It's disappointing to see so many players clashing over this kind of, oh, it's too hard for me, it's a case of man up, get better, offer creative or interesting insight of how to get better. And that is the problem that we have at the moment. It's the slight toxic aspect to the game, which we just need to air out a bit. So yeah, a bit annoyed to see a lot of people falling out in this particular post, but also there is some creative, I'm not going to say there isn't, but there is some creative and helpful stuff if you're looking to get past Emma Frost. The only thing I really can say about posts like this is that if it's a case that the title looks like it's not asking for help, just assume that it is, and then offer helpful suggestions. Because at the end of the day, this is what happens. Everybody ends up falling out. And sometimes you see kind of like toxic things, comments. I mean, I get comments all the time that are just really weird. For example, someone said, I hate your accent. And it's like, there's nothing I can do about my accent. I was born with this accent. I'm not going to 21 Savage this MFer and start changing my accent. It's just completely weird. But the fact is, try and not fall out, guys. It's really important. We're meant to be a community at the end of the day. Be cool. Next up, and Love is a Battle Round 3. Yes, it's come back for a trilogy. Will it be a heartfelt trilogy, or will it sink and dive like Iron Man 3? This is the point that I'm in a rush at the moment. I want to get my uncollected 100% Master and Heroic all 100% by the close of play, like 6 o'clock, because I really want to do this event. So yes, I'm all about this because there's some decent rewards on offer. Quite excited for what they've got. But the question is, like, is the difficulty going to put people off? Firstly, it's not too long, so that's good. There's only 2 paths and 6 quests. happy days. Doesn't mean it's going to be too much out of your day and out of your time. Yeah, getting to the point of difficulty, I like the way someone said like, oh, what are you going to have? Like a 70k Korg, Killmonger, Thanos? And Kabam Mike responds to that and goes, just for you, a 90k Korg. What a dick. I've never trusted a man with a Killmonger avatar, but he does say that it's going to be a difficulty similar to the Uncollected currently. So that's not too bad, especially if it's then something that a lot more players can get through. I'm not saying that we should give everything for free, but it's nice that people are able to improve their rosters by stuff like this, especially going into something like the next season of Alliance Wars. Next up, and drop rates, as you may have seen with the Mr. Sinister bundle, it was a 5% drop. It's kind of weird. It's obviously increased odds with it. But if you have any interest with this kind of loot crate rubbish and loot box stuff and this kind of gambling aspect of the game, then go to the link in the description to take you to this post. There's a back and forth between Kabam and Mike and talking about the idea between percentages and things. It's quite an interesting read, but it's not for me. Not really interested with buying stuff at the moment, especially when this trollish luck about. Next up on Kabam Zibbit, he's put together this, which was actually like earlier this week, and I missed out. The putz that I am. But the fact is, it's a nice little discussion between people of the contest of their favourite mutant characters. So it's always nice when they do this, because then you can just go like, I'd like to see this champion, this character. And not to say that I didn't like Havoc or Mr. Sinister. Havoc as a playable champion is fantastic. Mr. Sinister will have his usage, but there's still much more mutants out there. I wasn't overly impressed with Mr. Sinister's regen ability. That's me personally, but that's the problem is I got my hopes up too much from the source material about what it could be like in game. I don't want to get my hopes up for Apocalypse. So yes, we'll see how that transpires. But what are your favourite mutants? Go to the link in the description and have your say. And our final story is all about arena predictions. Now we have got Cyclops going into the featured, and then we've got Heimdall going in for the basic. The basic Heimdall, I think it's going to go for about 2.5 mil at most, though I don't think that is. I think it will probably go anything lower than that, if I'm honest. But 2.5 mil seems to be a safe score, and I just don't think these scores are going to creep up quite so much to be anything more. If you want to feel comfortable, maybe 2.7, but I just don't think anything more than 2.5 is going to be a thing. Then I think with a 4-star Cyclops, 6 mil is for sure. I just don't think there's going to be any issue with that. If he goes higher, then that's ridiculous. And then with the 5-star, I think could go anything around about 18 to possibly 19 mil. Now I'm basing it on the fact that we had the Havoc Arena. Havoc went for 20 mil, but he wasn't hyped. Okay, round 2 he was hyped. So a player's going to be really going for this guy. Some people have said like about 35 mil. And if I then compare it against, say, Mephisto Arena, then yeah, it could be a case that we'll see close to about 20 mil. It's very difficult to pinpoint where people are going because they keep going a margin of going, right, so have it going for 20 mil, and then round 2 will probably, in my mind, go for about 28. So there's maybe about an 8 mil margin of error, which is a big margin of error. Either way, I'd like to say that that champion would go for anything around about 17, 18 mil. Okay, thanks for watching the news. Now on to my personal news, and that is that I am doing my Discord server. Go to the first link in the description below, and you'll be able to go to the Discord server. There's loads of things like rank up advice, also special areas for members where you get to talk to me directly. And the great thing about it is if you are a member from the YouTube, then you'll get a certain type of color, and same thing with Patreons. And also there'll be the opportunity to bring you in for live streams. If you want to chat to me directly or chat whilst we're live streaming, then I can bring you into the chat and we can talk. Also, I'm pushing my Patreon a bit more, so if you did want to become a patron, please do by hitting the link in the description below. And become a channel member by hitting the link in the description below as well. It is £4.99 a month, but does go to help me out as a creator. So it's up to you whether or not you can or want to. So there we have it, Discord server, Patreon, and being a member. If you can do it, you can do it. If you can't, you can't. Just continue watching the videos, watching them replay, watching through those adverts, helps me out as a creator. But in any case, thank you very much for watching. Links to those things are in the description below, and I shall catch you in the next video. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks very much. Bye-bye for now.